Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're going to be doing our 4.0 NFL mock drafts. And things have changed in the draft order. The Patriots move up to 2, Cardinals drop to 3. But this is going to be the college football playoff edition. The results came in, and number 1 is Michigan, number 2 is Washington, number 3 is Texas, and number 4 is Alabama. In my opinion, I think Florida State should have got in, but they got unlucky with the injuries, and they probably would have got destroyed by Michigan if they did play, or Washington if you had them at 3. But just unlucky. If you deserve to get in, if you're a Florida State fan, but at the end of the day, I think the 4 best teams did make the playoffs. And let's start this mock draft. I'm gonna have things go a little bit differently. At the top, I'm gonna go Caleb Williams out of USC. At this point in time, I think the Bears will move on from Justin Fields this offseason if they end up getting the first overall pick and Caleb Williams declares. I mean, it's just hard. He's a generational quarterback, but I still think Justin Fields can have a good NFL career. Probably not with the Bears, but Caleb Williams went to the Bears. I think this is the right pick right now. At 2, it's a pretty easy pick for me. I'm going to have Drake May to the Patriots. Second best quarterback in this class. The Patriots need quarterback. Last time I had them trading up to 2 to get Caleb Williams. This time they have Drake May fall to them. Not fall to them, but I think it's just a perfect pick for the Patriots at 2. At 3, we have the Cardinals. I'm going to have them go Marvin Harrison Jr., wide receiver, Ohio State. Let me correct that. Generational wide receiver out of Ohio State. The Cardinals need more weapons at the end of the day. Kyler Murray has done pretty good without some big weapons. They got rid of DeAndre Hopkins last offseason. So go get a generational guy like Ohio State and see how that offense progresses. I like Marvin Harrison at 3. At 4, we have the Commanders. I'm going to have them go Olu Fashanu out of Penn State. It's the best offensive lineman in this class, and you have a young quarterback who's ready to ascend fast. So either go get Olu Fashanu, because you already have the weapons for him, and Jahan Dotson and Terry McLaurin, many other guys. But go get the best offensive lineman in this class, and I think that he'll have a great NFL career. At 5, we have the Bears. This could be a couple of things. You have your franchise quarterback in Caleb Williams here. I wouldn't be surprised if they went wide receiver, if they went edge. I could also see tackle possibly, and probably Joe Alt. But I'm going to have them go wide receiver. This is going to be a little bit of a new quarterback picks his new wide receiver type situation. So Caleb Williams gets his guy Malik Neighbors, and now you have a pretty good wide receiver duo in DJ Moore and Malik Neighbors to go for the future with Caleb Williams. So I like Malik Neighbors at 5. He's my wide receiver 2 in this class. At 6, we have the Giants. This is an interesting one. Giants could go a couple things here too. I like the wide receiver options for them at 6. But I also like this guy named Jaden Daniels out of LSU, who this is going to be the highest I have him mocked if I do go him. And I'm a little iffy here. I think I'm going to end up going Jaden Daniels out of LSU. Have him going 6. The Giants need quarterback. Tommy DeVito has done good the last 2 games. But I'm going to be honest, I don't really see that sustaining. If Tommy DeVito does end up not doing good the rest of the season, then I think this would be an easy pick for the Giants, even possibly trying to trade up for Caleb Williams or Drake May. But they need quarterback, and Jaden Daniels, who's going to win the Heisman this season, is a great pick. At 7, we have the Jets. Last time I had them go Malik Neighbors. I think they were at 8. But now they're in a position where they need offensive tackle because Joe Alt is here. And if Joe Alt does end up falling to 7, which I think is the farthest I've had him fall so far, it's a perfect fit for the Jets. They need offensive line help a lot. Last week it was terrible against the Falcons. So getting Joe Alt at 7 is a good pick for them. At 8, we have the Titans. I could see this be receiver in Keon Coleman, possibly Rome Dunze. I could also see this go offensive tackle on J.C. Latham. I think at the end of the day, they need something to help that offense, to help Will Levis progress as their franchise quarterback. So either wide receiver or tackle. I think I'm going to end up going tackle, though. I'm going to go J.C. Latham out of Alabama. It's basically, I think, the perfect fit for them. You have a great running back in Derrick Henry, and you have an upcoming quarterback in Will Levis. So go get an offensive tackle to improve your offensive line, because right now it's not doing amazing. So J.C. Latham out of Alabama at 8. At 9, we have the Saints. I had them going Jaden Daniels last time, and now I have them going 6 to the Giants. So I kind of think quarterback is off the board here. I don't think they'll pick J.J. McCarthy this early at 9. I mean, Bo Nix has flown up the boards. Carson Beck has also flown up the boards, and I don't think Michael Penix deserves to be this early. So I'm going to have them go different here. I think I'm going to go offensive tackle. I like Amarius Mims here. I also like, if I could find him, I guess he's not, I don't know where he is. I probably wouldn't go him anyway. I think I'm going to go either wide receiver or tackle. And with Michael Thomas having a season-ending injury, probably, I think they go wide receiver here. Go get someone next to Chris Olave to make some plays. And I think I'm going to have them go Keon Coleman out of Florida State. They can also probably end up going edge there, so I was kind of looking at Dallas Turner there at 9. But I think they need wide receiver help a lot. Their wide receivers are not good right now. You really have Chris Olave, Michael Thomas, and Rashid Shaheed, and the rest are, I hate to say it, but nobodies. And with Michael Thomas' career, I guess, slowing down a little bit, go get a guy in Keon Coleman to put next to Chris Olave. And I guess if we're rolling out Derek Carr for another year, go get him some more weapons as well. At 10, we have the Patriots. This could be quarterback. This could be tackle. I think I'm going to go edge here. I'm going to go Dallas Turner. Their defensive lineman, or at least Joe Tryon-Shoyinka, he has had a not-so-great career so far. So getting a guy like Dallas Turner to freshen up that at least defense, obviously you have a lot of older players there. Dallas Turner can be a real playmaker for the Buccaneers at 10, so I like him there. At 11, we have the Raiders. I think this is the quarterback pick for them. Like I said before, they need to go quarterback, and 11 being the position they're at. You already have Jaden Daniels, Drake May, and Caleb Williams off the board. You definitely want Jaden Daniels to fall to 11. But I think I'm going to go J.J. McCarthy out of Michigan. It's definitely a little high, but it's just quarterbacks will go as high as the teams that pick them, if you know what I'm talking about. If a team that needs quarterback is at like 6 and a quarterback is projected to go in the 20s, they're probably going to end up going quarterback or they'll trade down. So I have J.J. McCarthy going 11 to the Raiders. At 12, we have the Chargers. I've been mocking this forever. I'm going to continue mocking it. I'm going to have Johnny Newton out of Illinois. I think this is just the perfect pick. They need run stopping, and getting Johnny Newton, who is the best run stopper in this class, is a great pick. Some guys I have falling a little bit. Brock Bowers, Kool-Aid McKinstry. Brock Bowers has dealt with an injury last season and has looked pretty slow in the SEC Championship. Or not last season, I mean they're still playing. In the SEC Championship in the game before. So I have him falling a little bit. I think he can end up going probably 14 to the Broncos. That's a spot I'm kind of looking to snag. But 13, the Bills. I think this is a cornerback right here. This could be Kool-Aid McKinstry. This could be Cooper DeJean. This could even be Nate Wiggins. And I'm going to say I have a new cornerback 1 in this class. We're going Nate Wiggins out of Clemson. I think at this point I like him over Kool-Aid McKinstry. Cooper DeJean and him are probably closer. But Nate Wiggins, my new CB1 in this class, I have him going 13 to the Bills. At 14, I have the Broncos. I kind of already said this one. I'm going to go tight end. I'm going to go Brock Bowers. Just getting them more offensive weapons. Russell Wilson, more guys to throw to. And getting a elusive, basically perfect tight end. And Brock Bowers is perfect for the Broncos. At 15, we have the Seahawks. I think this is the cornerback pick. I'm looking at Kool-Aid McKinstry, Cooper DeJean, even Terrion Arnold, who's in this one he's jumped up a lot. I'm going to end up going Kool-Aid McKinstry, though, out of Alabama. Earlier, he was my CB1. Now you could argue him being CB3 or CB4 with Terrion Arnold jumping up the board as well. But Kool-Aid McKinstry's still a good cornerback. I am going 15 to the Seahawks. At 16, we have the Rams. I think last time I had a quarterback here. I think I'm going to go a little bit different, though. I'm going to look at offensive tackle. Amarius Mims, who I've had going higher, is still here, and I kind of want to go with him. Offensive tackle or edge is probably going to be my number 1. You know what? I'm going to go edge here. We're going to go Laiatu Latu out of UCLA. a guy that can end up going a lot higher. Last week we looked at a mock draft and they had him going 1, which probably won't happen. But Laiatu Latu 16, it's a great value pick for the Rams, and if he ends up living up to his full potential, Laiatu Latu can be a real problem. At 17, we have the Bengals. Pretty easy for me. I could see them going cornerback into Cooper DeJean or Terrion Arnold here, but with the departure of T. Higgins, probably, and we'll see whether or not Tyler Boyd stays as well. They need new wide receivers. I'm gonna have them go Rome Odunze out of Washington. He's a guy that can go, and another guy that can end up going a lot higher in the draft. But the Bengals need wide receivers, so just snag one right here in Rome Odunze, and it could be a really good fit for them. At 18, we have the Cardinals. This could end up, or last time we had them going Marvin Harrison Jr. So at 18, I'm probably gonna end up going edge, and think some of the best edges are still available here. I like Jared Verse over Chop Robinson. I'm gonna have them go Jared Verse here. At 18 to the Cardinals. It's a team that needs edge help, and so far Jared Verse is the best edge left on the board in my opinion. At 19, we have the Falcons, another team that can end up going edge, Chop Robinson being here. They could also end up going quarterback with some good quarterbacks still on the board, like Bo Nix, I could see going first round, Michael Penix Jr. Last time I had Shedeur Sanders going in the first round, but I think he'll end up staying at Colorado. But Bo Nix, Michael Penix Jr., I guess Carson Beck to an extent, but I think I'm going to have them go edge here. I'm going to go Chop Robinson out of Penn State. Just a crazy athlete, just like Jared Verse, by the way. And back-to-back edges here at 18 and 19. At 20, we have the Packers. A team that can go a lot, or go for a lot in this draft class. They could end up going a lot higher as well, because they're on a little bit of a win streak right now. They can end up making the playoffs. I think they're in the playoff picture right now. But you never know with this Packers team. They looked good over the last couple of weeks. But I think here at 20, I'm going to have them go offensive line. This is a guy that's still available that I think will go, or could go, a lot higher. It's going to be Amarius Mims out of Georgia. Like I said last time, their offensive line has not been banged. It's been banged up, but it's also getting a little bit older. I'm looking at guys like David Bakhtiari, who's an older player and who's also gotten injuries recently. So go get Amarius Mims out of Georgia, one of the best tackles who can end up going probably top 12 in real life. I have him going 20 to the Packers. At 21, we have the Vikings, a team that I could see go quarterback, that I could see Michael Penix Jr., I could see Bo Nix, and I could even possibly see Carson Beck. But cornerback is still the main position need for them. I don't know if you rock with Josh Dobbs next year, so I think I'm going to go quarterback. This is going to be Michael Penix Jr. out of Washington. He plays Texas in the college football playoff, a team whose defense isn't terrible, but they do play in the Big 12, who's known for scoring 40, 50 points. Every team's known for scoring 40, 50 points a game. So we could see a little bit of a, not breakout game, but a chance to show his talent in Michael Penix Jr. against Texas. So I have him going 21 to the Vikings. At 22, we have the Colts. This is definitely a team that wished one of the edges fell. Or at least Jared Verse and Chop Robinson. I could see them go Braylon Trice here, a guy who I haven't had mocked in the first round yet. I could also see them go JT Tuimoloau out of Ohio State. This is definitely a hard one. It's definitely a tough one. I think I'm going to have them go JT Tuimoloau. Cornerback is also a position too, and Cooper DeJean is still here. So actually, I'm going to have them go Cooper DeJean out of Iowa. He's a guy that can play safety, nickel, boundary, and he can basically do everything on the field. Put him on offense, we'll see how he does. Also a punt returner, and a pretty good one at that. So a versatile guy for the Colts at 22. At 23, we have the Steelers. I think this is offensive tackle all day long, and Talisi Fuega still being here is a perfect fit for them. They need tackle help, and Talisi Fuega, who could probably end up going a lot higher, if we're being honest. Great value for the Steelers at 23. At 24, we have the Texans. This is a team that could use wide receiver, and Brian Thomas Jr. being here at 25 is something I kind of like. A taller guy, a more aggressive guy, also a guy who could still run too. Emeka Egbuka being at 30 though, or still being here, I think that could also be one. He's had Xavier Worthy drop a little bit, which I think right now I probably have him in the second round. So I'm going to end up going Emeka Egbuka. Yeah, I'm going to have Emeka Egbuka out of Ohio State at 24. Yeah, I guess the teammates come back together in CJ Stroud and Emeka Egbuka. So a little bit of a hometown pick for CJ Stroud at 24. And that's automatic chemistry, I guess. So I think that's a good pick for the Texans. At 25, I'm going to have back-to-back wide receivers here. I'm going to have Brian Thomas out of LSU. It gets Patrick Mahomes a larger target to throw to. And I think Brian Thomas, I think I said this last time, he could be a target machine. I think I had him mocked to the Chiefs last time as well. He could be a target machine. And I could see him having a pretty big rookie season, at least if he goes to the Chiefs. So Brian Thomas, 25 to the Chiefs. At 26, we have the Jaguars. I think this is corner. I'm going to go Terrion Arnold out of Alabama. Right now, I think Terrion Arnold has a very large draft range, where I could see him go probably where the top corner could end up going at 15 to the Seahawks, but I can also see him slipping into the second round. Same thing with Leatu Latu, a guy who's dealt with injuries. But at this current moment, Terrion Arnold is flying up the draft boards, and I have him going 26 to the Jaguars, a team that really needs cornerback. At 27, we have the Cowboys. I think this is going to be offensive tackle for me. Kingsley Suamataia still being here. I mean, a couple of guys. Graham Burton also is an option. Tyler Guyton, Patrick Paul, all guys I could see going in the first round. I think I'm going to have them go. I mean, this is definitely a tough one. I'm going to go Graham Barton out of Duke. First time I have him mocked in the first round. You know, I only do first round, so I guess that makes sense. But the Cowboys really need offensive tackle help. Another team that they have guys aging. So Graham Barton probably doesn't play his first year, or very limited if he does. But they need young players there on the offensive line. So Graham Barton is a great pick for the Cowboys. At 28, we have the Lions. They need defense. They almost let the Saints come back and beat them last week, which I would have been happy if they did. But they didn't end up doing it, and now they're at pick 9, and I had them go Keon Coleman. So it's a team that needs defense. I'm looking at cornerback mostly. Kamar Lassiter at 61 really stands out to me. He has Quinyon Mitchell. I don't know who's making these, but I was looking for him down here, but even Quinyon Mitchell's up here at 45. I think I'll go Quinyon Mitchell out of Toledo. A small school guy, but a great athlete. And I think he fits the molds that Dan Campbell wants for his team. I have him going 28 to the Lions. He's a great cornerback, and it's another guy that can end up going a lot higher or slip to the second and even possibly third round. I doubt it, but who knows. At 29, we have the 49ers. Offensive tackle pretty easily for me. I'm going to go Kingsley. Yeah, I'm going to go, you know what? No, I'm going to go Kingsley Suamataia out of BYU. It's just a fit. It's a need. I think it's a player that can end up going in the first round in Kingsley Suamataia. I haven't seen him there too much times, but 29 to the 49ers is the good pick. At 30, we have the Ravens. Good cornerback here. I'm looking at Kalen King, possibly Denzel Burke, Kamar Lassiter as well. I think Kamar Lassiter does end up going in the first round, and either Kalen King and Denzel Burke goes in as well. But I'm going to have them go wide receiver here. Adonai Mitchell out of Texas is definitely somebody I'd pick to the Ravens. Also possibly Xavier Worthy. Xavier Legette, too, has also jumped up the draft boards a little bit. But I think I'm going to have them go Adonai Mitchell out of Texas. They need more receiver help. You already have a guy like Zay Flowers, who's proved to be really good for the Ravens in his rookie season. OBJ is getting old. Devin Duvernay is not good. Rashad Bateman has gotten injured. Devin Duvernay is not bad, but I'm just saying he's not really lived up to the full potential we thought. Who else was I saying? Rashad Bateman has been underwhelming, and for the most part, they need more receiver help. I'm going to have them go Adonai Mitchell out of Texas. At 31, we have the Dolphins. I could see this going corner. No, Kalen King, Kamar Lassiter, last 2 picks wouldn't be too bad. I could also see this going. Edge is interesting. Jalen Phillips tore his Achilles, so if they go get an edge in like someone like JT Tuimoloau, that would make sense. But offensive tackle is where I'm going to go. I'm going to have them go. I'm going to say Tyler Guyton out of Oklahoma. I don't know why he's rated so low. I think he was rated at 77. Same thing with Patrick Paul, who's someone who can go in the first round. Tyler Guyton is probably going to end up being an early second round, late first round guy. So at 77 is interesting. But they need offensive tackle help. I know I say it with all the teams who I have them picking offensive tackle. Dolphins, 49ers, Cowboys really just need more youth at the offensive line. And who else did I have them going tackle? Definitely the Packers and more guys like that. At 32, we have the Eagles, the last pick of my mock draft. I could see this go tackle as well. And with Patrick Paul still being on the board, it's definitely an option, but I don't really feel like Patrick Paul. I can't really see him go to the Eagles at 81 or at 32. I might lean cornerback again. I could also see edge, JT Tuimoloau still here at 40 or at 32, an option, but I'm going to have them go cornerback here. A guy in my comments last week didn't like that I went cornerback for the Eagles, but I think it's definitely a position of need. They need secondary, again, youth, help, however you want to say it. Kamar Lassiter is a beast, and get him on the Eagles, another Georgia guy I know, it would help them a lot. So there's my mock draft. We did things